Central to the story is the fact that Jesus was born a subject of the Roman Empire.
And in those days a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed.
Jesus was born during the reign of the Emperor Augustus in the sort of a booming economy of the Pax Romana, the Roman peace. And on every coin that Augustus had were the words Divi Filius, son of the divine one, Julius Caesar, son of God.
This is on every billboard in the Mediterranean world. He is the savior of the world, and he brings the peace. Now, you may have scruples about how he brings the peace, but he brings peace to Rome, and as the saying goes in Latin, peace to the Rome and quiet to the provinces.
This is he, Augustus Caesar, son of a god, who shall restore the golden age and spread his empire.
Rome's empire spread across the Mediterranean, sweeping through North Africa and reaching as far west as Spain. To the east, it encompassed Egypt, Turkey, Greece, and Palestine, where Jesus was born in the Jewish land of Judea, then ruled by King Herod.
In Judea, the king, Herod, was in effect a client king. He ruled almost in place of Rome. He was the voice of Rome, the instrument of Rome. Probably instrument of Rome is best in that, because he had his own independent notion, certainly.
Herod the Great was probably one of the greatest kings of the post-biblical period in Israel, but you wouldn't want your daughter to date him. He was ambitious, brutal, extremely successful.
And it is one of the real untold ironies of Jewish history that this man, who's the guy you love to hate in Jewish history, really, leaves the most indelible mark on the face of the land of Israel.
It appears that Herod thought of Jerusalem as his showpiece. He really wanted to make it a place where people would come just as people would have gone to Athens or Rome or the great cities of the Mediterranean world.
A meticulously accurate model of ancient Jerusalem shows the extraordinary scale of Herod's building program.
And so when Herod built the city, or helped to rebuild the city, he did so on a monumental scale. And this can be seen in the rebuilding of the temple.
We know exactly how Herod rebuilt the temple because detailed descriptions of the architecture have survived. Along the coast, Herod constructed an aqueduct 40 miles long. It brought water to a new seaport he had built. In honor of the Roman Emperor Caesar, Herod named the city Caesarea.
We really need to get a feel for a city like Caesarea Maritima at the time of Jesus, precisely because it shows the crucial intersection of Roman rule in Jesus' own homeland.
In this thriving seaport, the power of Rome, its culture and commerce, commanded every aspect of daily life.
In the middle of the city was a Roman city, complete with the Capitol, temples to the deified Roma, that is the personification of Rome itself. the political reality of the day was of a dominant power overseeing the life on a day-to-day basis.
Into this political climate, Jesus was born. The Gospels present the familiar account of his birth.
And she gave birth to her firstborn son, and wrapped him in bands of cloth, and laid him in a manger, because there was no place for them in the inn.
Our best guess for the birth date of Jesus would be 4 BCE. In other words, he was born before the death of Herod the Great, who died in 4 BCE. But I emphasize best and guess.
The Gospels claim Jesus was born in Bethlehem. Historians think it is more likely that he was born and grew up near the Sea of Galilee, in the village called Nazareth.
The region was known for being a hotbed of political activity, some of it violent. In the last few generations of New Testament scholarship, the Galilee has achieved this reputation for being the hotbed of radicalism. You know, I don't know, the 60s Berkeley of Palestine.